Today on the channel, Adventurous Ones, we're going into the Masters of the Universe mini comics, and this is one heck of a collection. Look at how thick this book is. I mean, my God. Welcome to the comic book review show. It's time we get started. Welcome back for another comic book review. I'm your host, as always, the master of all multiverses, and the reason why they're total shitfest at this very moment. You're welcome. Joseph Michaels, the Adventurous Joe, at your services. And I gotta tell you right now, Robert Downey Jr. was Dr. Doom. Yeah, you ain't gonna get me to stop saying it, buddy. We all know there's a Joseph Michaels out there that screwed something up. Anyways, on this comic book review, we're checking out the mini comics collection for Masters of the Universe. And my God, I am not kidding when I said they packed it with a lot of just about every single mini comic is in here. There is even the mini comics for She-Ra. The She-Ra figure, the vintage She-Ra figures that came with their own little mini comics and stuff. There's a couple mini comics in here for the new Adventures of He-Man figures that came out. There are little mini things in this book, all collected for the first time ever. And Dark Horse, in conjunction with DreamWorks, Dark Horse, and Mattel, they created one giant book collecting every single mini comic there was and stuff. And I gotta tell you right now, this had me reading from beginning to end, because this was like going back in my childhood when I opened up my He-Man figure, my vintage He-Man figures, and I had that mini comic, and I was reading through it and going, oh, that's what this, oh, cool. And all sorts of neat stuff here. So I'm going to stop with all the talking from this point, and we're going to show you what's all inside this thick book, and tell you how you, and then afterwards tell you how you can get your hands on this one. Stick around and enjoy the review. Okay, here we go, Adventurous Ones. This is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comic collection. This is containing all of the mini comics that came out with the vintage figures and stuff, including the ones that didn't have any real words to them and stuff, that played out just like a normal story. So we're going to show you all that right now. Also, it comes with its own built-in bookmarker, so if you want to save a page or something like that, you just go from there. Here's your section where all the chapters are. Basically, it tells you each page is what and what. Page 7 is basically a tutorial. And this is what I was talking about. Okay, we're going to flip through that real quick. There's page 7 right there. Page 8. Now, here's page 9. Now, this is what I was talking about in the mini comics. Look at this. Look at this. These are the ones that didn't even have actual word bubbles to them and stuff like that yet. These are the ones that played out like a story. Like, He-Man was not always Prince Adam and stuff. He was this savage, savage caveman-like guy living out in the, out in the middle of nowhere and stuff with his people, his tribesmen. And one day, he came across the Eternian goddess, rescued her, and she showed him the weapons of He-Man, okay? See, that's how a lot of those stories played out and stuff. For quite a while, the early days of the figures came out with just these mini comics that were no words in them and stuff. They played out like a storybook. Now, let's show you the ones. Now, let's get this moved up. Here we go. Plus, the character of Tila changed as well. There were two different sides to Tila. Before there was the Sorceress of Grayskull, there was the green-skinned Eternia goddess version of her. Serpent goddess, if you will. And then Tila was blonde before they made her a redhead. And so on and so forth. Now this part here tells you about when they started putting words into the mini-comics. And the very first one they did is He-Man meets Ram-Man. And this is when they started putting words into the mini-comics and stuff. Making them full-blown like little comic books instead of storybooks. And once again, here's supposed to be Tila, except she's known as the Mighty Sorceress. And here's the story of Manny Faces. And again, now here's where Tila was starting to get more transitioned to being a redhead than what she normally is and stuff. And this is supposed to have been the Sorceress, not Tila. This is supposed to have been the Sorceress. She was two separate entities. She was the serpent woman, the serpent green-skinned woman and stuff. But then they made her like this and went from there. Now Tila is also later revised, from that character, and so on and so forth. Just like here's the Terror of Triclops. So I said, as it goes, now this one, the Tale of Tila, this tells you that these two are connected. And it's one of those stories that plays out. Now, one thing that I was majorly surprised with, and I mean majorly surprised with, they even included the Golden Book records. Seriously, the little books that came with the records or cassette tape and stuff, and making those in here as well. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, this is so cool. Now here is where Tila is now officially the redhead, because we learned that in the Tale of Tila, her and the Sorceress were two separate entities, and once they recombined, Tila was no longer, separated from herself. And see, there were other stories. There's other information in these that tell you great stories about all of this. Like this one here. Hang on, let's bring that back. Fisto here and stuff. This is where we start to see a different side of things. Like this is supposed to be Adam before he becomes He-Man. Let's show that a little better here. See, that's how Prince Adam was supposed to look and stuff. Not the pink vest thing and stuff that he wears and everything else in between. And on top of that, here's the real Sorceress. Tila's mother. And like I said, there's so much going on in here, and you never know what's going on in these mini comics. There's a lot of stuff I don't even remember about these mini comics till I started reading them. And it was like, holy cow. Some of these I didn't even remember them being this way and stuff. Like there's him We did a review on his figure not too long ago from Mattel Creations Origins. Masters of the Universe Origins. That's why I said this mini comic comes jam-packed with so much of this book, excuse me, comes jam-packed with so much of these mini comics and stuff. And yeah, the first time I saw that, I thought she actually was naked. I actually thought she was naked. So don't be alarmed. It's a bodysuit. Like here's this one. Skeletor's dragon. That's actually Battle Bones. That's the He-Man, the little dinosaur-like carrying case thing carrier that they had made for the figures later on and everything. That's why I said there is so much jam-packed in this mini comic. I keep saying mini comic. It's the mini comics in themselves in this damn book. And there's just so much in here. I mean, seriously. You could read through this thing for hours on end. See, there's the original King Hiss story, too. King of the Snake Men. So, adventurous ones, if you had the opportunity to get this for yourselves, would you? Because this is like reliving your childhood all over again, especially if you had the vintage He-Man figures. Let's hear your thoughts after as we finish off this review. And finish off. Go. So, what do you think, Adventurous Ones? Was that one heck of a neat book? I mean, my God, there is so much in here. There's so many things in here. And the neat thing about it is, if you don't have a bookmark, this thing can be a bookmark. I mean, seriously. That is the neatest thing about this book. Now, granted, how the cover price on this thing was $45 for this. $45. Holy cow. For $45, you're getting, that's if you pay the regular price. I mean, my God. I think it's a lot cheaper on Amazon to get it nowadays and stuff. But to tell you, for $45, and it's every mini comic in here as much as it can be and stuff, among other things, that is quite the deal. Now, originally, we did not even pay $45 for this. It was like I think it was like $29.99 through Amazon, if I remember correctly. If it's still available through Amazon, I will put the link in the description below. And after you watch our review of this and want to get this yourself, there you go. Because this is like reliving your nostalgia childhood. If you owned any of the He-Man figures and stuff, this book alone is perfect for that. I mean, my God. So much freaking stuff. And here's the story of Rio Blast. We were talking about this character. We did our figure review on the Origins version not too long ago. So, like I said, it's probably cheaper on Amazon, but if it is still available through Amazon, I will post a link to it down in the description below. And that's it for this episode of the Comic Book Review Show. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss on anything we got going on in 2025. There's always more on the way, and you never know what we're going to have planned next. So make sure you hit that bell, set it to all, and stick around, because we also have our April giveaway going on right now. You've got till April 28th to enter. So if you want to be a part of it, head over to that video, watch it, understand the rules of it. U.S. shipping only. Sorry, international people and stuff. But I do do something for international. They can still take part, but they also, if they win and they're international, they have to prize tag someone here in the United States to send it to, or have a U.S. based address that they can get their mail from and stuff, get their stuff that they buy in the U.S. get shipped to them. I'll send it to that address, and then it goes from there. So, you got till April 28th to enter, because on the 30th, we will hold our drawing and find out who's going to walk away with all them comics. And in the and make sure in the giveaway videos comment section, you put hashtag the penguin. Otherwise, you won't be a part of the giveaway. So, until the next one, Adventurous Ones, peace out. May the force be with all of you. Nevertheless, one of y'all have a safe, lovely, and beautiful week out there. Take care of yourselves, your family, your friends, your pets, loved ones in general. And be smart out there, people. We're not living in the safest of times anymore, okay? Do what's right, but do it smartly, okay? Don't do stupid shit that's going to get you badly hurt or 6 feet in the ground forever. Get home safely to those who love and care about you. And make sure every chance you get, because there are no second chances anymore in life. Every chance you get, you let them know how much you care about them in return. Until then, take care. God bless to all of you out there. And I'll see you all later.